Hello, guys. So today we are talking about giving, and so I have some notes, of course, that I'm going to read from. So giving. My dad used to tell me that giving is a privilege, and after reading the Bible, what the Bible says about it, I understand what he was saying. So let's just dive in, okay? So giving, like so many things in the Bible, is about relationship, right? Us to other people, and us to God. So in the beginning, God gave us the garden and he'd come walk with us. And he said, everything that's here you can have except that one fruit. And he gave us everything else, like the animals were our buddies and we could have whatever vegetables that we wanted and stuff like that. He automatically gave us the relationship with him. It was there. And you can see that in Genesis 3:8. And that's after they've eaten the fruit and all that stuff. You can see this also how it's relational, that when God makes a covenant, or in other words, a promise to people or with people, he usually promises to give them land or security or peace, and that shows it gives them a way to say, yeah, okay, I believe that God's going to do what he's going to do because he said he would, and here I am with this gift that he gave me, right? Which is the land or the peace or whatever. So you can see that in Genesis 15:7 and Genesis 17:8. I'm not going to read those right now because this is kind of long, right? I'm kind of just talking, but definitely look those up so you can see what I'm talking about. So gift giving is the beginning of relationship. Okay, it starts one with that person. Why? How does that work exactly? So what I want you to do is when you are correctly giving, you necessarily have to think of the person. If you're going to give a gift and it's not going to be just, well, I just want to give you this because I just think it'd be cool and it's something they absolutely hate, then it becomes all about you. And it's not good. But if you're giving correctly and it's about the person and what they need or what they even just like or what have you, then it's good giving. Sorry, I was getting on my cat. Don't get you on the table. So when you're doing this correctly, you're thinking, what would they like? What do they need? What kind of person are they? And this brings us out of ourselves and into thinking about the other or others. So think back to a time when you're given something out of need, like you really needed something and somebody just came up and gave it to you. I have several examples of that in my life. Or when, let's see, like you were given something as a surprise. Like, ooh, hey, here's this chocolate you really like, right? Or vanilla bean, something you really like, or something like that. You see what I'm saying? So, what did you think about the person giving you this good gift? Were you like, oh, I'm not sure about this person, whatever? Or were you like, hey, that's really nice. This might be a nice person? A lot of us think the second thing. Okay, a lot of us do. Not all of us, but a lot of us, they think that way. So I can tell you from my own experience that the good gifts I was given began relationships. Like they gave me a gift, they would talk to me, and then they would give me something that was cool or just nice and simple little thing, and then we would begin a type of friendship. Now, some of these friendships didn't last very long, just because they moved or just we weren't in the same place in life, and it was done. But it was a good friendship while I had it. Others of them have lasted for years and years and years, and there's still gift giving between the two people. So just think about that, right? Who's the last person to give you something just out of the blue, or who was the last person to give you something that you really needed? What was your sense? How did that make you think about that person? How did that make you think about their belief system? A lot of times, people with alternate belief systems, you think that they can be cast in one light. And if this person is out there doing good or doing right and doing what they need to do, especially as Christians, then that light changes in that person's mind, right? Or at the very least makes them step back and think. So giving has a big change for us in our minds. So in the Bible, the way that God gave showed his sincerity, right? as well. With Abram, well, you can see that with Abraham. He gave Sarah, who was barren, she was too old to have kids, and then he gives her a kid. So what he says here is, I will bless her, and moreover, I will give you a son by her. I will bless her, and she will become nations. Kings of people shall come from her. That's Genesis 17:16. So to this day, Abraham and Sarah are recognized as the beginning of the nation of Israel, right? And that is how God showed them, look, I mean what I say. This is sincere. This, even if it's crazy, it is sincere, right? You can trust me. Here is my gift. This is a big deal. It's a big gift, right? You can trust me. I have your goodness at heart whenever I do things, even if they seem strange or weird, right? So that's how he showed them that. And I think that's interesting because you think about it, somebody gives you like a big gift, you're like, oh my gosh, thank you, you know? And you see this a lot of times with friends who've been together for a while. Like, say you have a friend that's like, you've been friends for 20 years. And like what you think about the most is like when they helped you, when they gave you without you having to give back. That is a gift, right? It's not something you can repay. It's something that you had to do. Now, people do this thing where, well, they gave to me, so I want to give to them. But in that moment, when that friend is helping that friend and they're giving them this gift, it's understood you don't have to pay this back. I'm doing this to you because I sincerely love you. And it creates this relationship glue, if you will, for a lot of people, especially if it's something like food. When I was homeless, the church that I go to now, there's a group of men who got together and they gave us this. They gave us a gift, and it was like a little coupon to go out to eat for Thanksgiving because we had nowhere to go basically. The place we could have gone, we couldn't get to because we didn't have gas money, and then so we had no other place to go. Like there was just me and my dad, and we were just hanging out, and we were just gonna sit in our car for Thanksgiving, and that's all we were gonna do. But instead, what they did was they gave us, a little thing to go to a restaurant that was open on Thanksgiving, so at least, excuse me, we wouldn't be sitting in our car. So that was nice of them. It wasn't super personal because they didn't like invite us to their house, but at the same time, it was very nice, and I remember it to this day. I think that was like 9 years ago, and I still remember it. It sticks in your brain whenever someone helps you, even if they don't become super relational afterwards. So, just keep it in mind. Think about it. Think about what someone has done that for you, and what do you think to this day? Okay, so I think it's interesting. Gifts are understood to be relational, and you can even see this nowadays, right? In other things. So I'm going to read Proverbs. Proverbs 18:16 says, "A man's gift makes room for him and brings him before the great." Right. So this is showing that these gifts can pave the way for you. And we see this most iconically a lot of times in the West, especially, where let's say a husband and wife have a fight, and the dude most iconically will bring the woman flowers as an apology, right? Or if she's like super high maintenance or something, he'll bring her jewelry or something, brings that little gift, chocolate or whatever, say, hey, let's just come back together. I didn't mean some of the things I said. And then if it's right, if it's good, they're both apologizing and they're getting together on this thing instead. So that's where you can see it like most iconically that gift giving is relational. Giving also shows that we have the other. So people who are in need, just people, I say the other because it could be just about anybody who needs help or who needs a gift, right? So you have the other as your priority, right? So when you take this to the larger scale and you give to help those who are less fortunate, you show that the other is not only worthy of help, but of relationship, right? Because there's got to be people helping them and they're going to form a relationship, even if it's fleeting. You're saying to the other people out there that you will be cared for despite the struggle that you're going through. A lot of people struggle with mental things. They struggle with physical deformities, or they struggle with just being angry, and that's sort of a mental thing, but that can also be a spiritual, emotional, like a whole package thing. So you just have to be careful with that. But shows them, look, there's another way, there's another side. There are people here who care and want to help you, and that takes you out of yourself, right? It says to you, you look at yourself and go, okay, so there's more than just me on this planet and this world and my friends and my family. And some of those just me's not, some of those who aren't just me need help. They need food, or they need clothes or whatever, right? You're saying to the other that come fellowship with us, right? In the Bible, there's this verse that says, and I'm gonna have to find it now. I'll put it in the description. That says, when you have a feast, don't invite your friends, but invite the poor and people who don't have anything, because that is your reward. Your reward you'll get later in heaven instead of the reward that you would get from inviting your friends, right? And that is a level of giving. That's giving food. That's giving, like, even a good time, even because let's say you have music there or something. It's a feast, so it's happy, you know. These people may not get another meal that's any better. So think about that, right? So it says, come fellowship, come heal, come know God. And when they ask, why are you doing this? Well, God says he loves everyone, and you're made in the image of God, and he loves you too, and he wants you to have, that peace. Yeah, think about it, giving does a lot. It does a lot. So when my dad said it was a privilege, it's not the sense of being higher or better than others that so many people are using that word as now, but it's in the sense that we have a chance to create love and godliness in a very real, tangible way. And we're trusted with this interaction. And so I'm reminded, thinking about this and thinking about giving, to go boldly, but to go carefully. To boldly give to people, but also carefully. We're not trying to hurt people, and sometimes we can with what we give them. Think about it. Be really, really authentic about it. Be really, really thoughtful. Be really, really, just what is that word? Be really, really purposeful about it. Don't just give on random. Just understand where your money's going. Understand where who's getting your food. Those kinds of things. So until next time, guys, this is the first one of this year, and I hope to be doing more giving. I've just been trying to really hash this out in my brain. Like, what am I supposed to say? And I think I got it pretty well. But until next time, hopefully tomorrow, we'll see. All right. Bye.